It's number 1 on Patreon Week 8, Joe. You know that one? Patreon, the website?
Have you ever been? If you haven't, you should go check it out. Doggy Weekly Top 5 on Patreon.
That's how you get your suggestions now.
Yeah, a lot easier. So
it's just straight.
Sub it up.
So we got this one's from Bryn Probert, a.k.a. Bryn P. Robert.
Yeah.
We got some Queen, Joe. I don't think we've ever done Queen.
We have not. We've done George Michael singing Queen. We've never done Freddie Mercury.
Ah, what a shame.
Well, here we go.
There's no time for us. There's no place for us. What is this thing that builds our dreams, yet slips away from us? Wants to live forever. Who wants to live forever? There's no chance for us. It's all decided for us. This world has only one sweet moment set aside for us. Who wants to live forever? Who wants to live forever? Who dares to love forever? When love must die. Touch my tears with your lips. Touch my words with your fingertips. And we can have forever. And we can love forever.
Oh, before one more. This Queen is so funny because, you know, they have their like classic pop rock, more pop songs, right? That follow the same pop rhythm. But then there's a song like this where it just is kind of, he's pretty much just saying Who Wants to Live Forever over and over again the entire time.
Yeah.
And it just builds up in the most epic fashion.
Yeah, it's very cinematic, obviously orchestral. There's a
Yes.
full-
And then there's a guitar solo.
I never realized Brian May sang some of this.
He did? I mean, I know it showed him mouth. Was that actually him singing?
It's him. The voice is different. It's not Freddie singing.
Oh.
I never realized this.
It's pretty similar then, but I didn't realize that it was
look,
different.
Even in the second verse, he has a line, and Freddie's not singing. Here, let's check out. This is the second verse. Yeah. So it's after the guitar solo.
Touch my tears
sounds kind of similar.
But then you hear Freddie sing,
Yeah,
you're
they
like,
are different. But it's just funny because, well, okay, what I think is funny is that Freddie Mercury could have sang that and it would have sounded almost the same. Like, it's weird because Freddie Mercury didn't always sing the same way. I mean, he had his voice, but, you know, Crazy Little Thing Called Love, that sounds like Elvis. It's so funny. So he's shown, like, variability in the way that he sings, but that's why I was like, oh, yeah, I mean, Freddie could sing like that. So I just literally never thought about it because it's not like...
Never thought about it either.
It's not like way out of
Well, that's what I was
the way
confused about the intro. I was like, why is Brian May mouthing the words? And then I realized, like, oh, that's not Freddie's voice. I was like, it must be Brian May's voice.
It sounds so similar to Freddie Mercury in my ear.
You can hear it's different, though.
Yeah.
Especially when Freddie starts.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, okay, yeah.
I think what it is that it's not that it's surprising that he's singing. It's that you can imagine Freddie singing like that.
Yeah.
Like it seems like he could sing like that because, like I said, he has variability. It's not like he just sings exactly the same. So he could be singing like that, which that is way closer to the way he normally sings than like Crazy Little Thing Called Love is.
Yeah.
So that's why it would never register as like, oh yeah, he could sing that. So it's not like...
Yeah, it's just not. It's just Brian May instead. I mean,
so
Queen
funny.
did that often. The drummer, I forget what the drummer's name is.
Yeah, but the
sang a
drummer
few
always
times.
sang very high notes based on my memory.
Yeah, I don't recall what his voice sounded like, but they all took
I
their
know.
turns.
It's just so funny and never noticed that. I've also never seen the video before.
Yeah, me neither.
I've heard the song a million times.
Then when Freddie starts singing,
There's no chance for us.
it's
Yeah.
pretty different. Like it's clear, it's very clear once you hear him sing.
Mm-hmm.
It is a weird illusion of like, wait, is that Freddie Mercury? But then you hear him actually sing, you're like, oh yeah, it's definitely not, because
But one thing
this is what he sounds like.
one thing though is that I spent my entire life thinking it was him. So
Yeah.
just one video of Brian May singing it and his face singing it, I was just like, oh, I guess Brian May's just doing the lip sync for
That's
this.
what I thought for the first like 30 seconds, and I was like, no, yeah, that's
But
not
because it
Freddie
doesn't
Mercury's
make, first of all, it
voice.
doesn't make any sense that would be the case.
Right. I don't know. why.
Unless Freddie Mercury, unless this was like a posthumous like song or something like that, that would be the only
Right.
reason it would make sense.
No, but then he sings again. After shredding.
Touch my tears.
This you can tell it's really not Freddie.
Touch my walls with your fingertips. And we can have forever. And we can love forever. Is our today. Who wants to live forever? Who wants to live forever? Forever is our today. Who wants to live forever? Who wants to live
Dang. The
Who-
kid choir at the end?
Oh,
That's an
yeah.
epic shot.
Who
All
wants
holding
to live
candles?
forever?
That's-
Who wants to live forever?
Yeah, that shot. Oh, well.
This one?
Yeah. Well, what are you doing?
This one.
This one?
This
let me
one.
change it. Yeah, that's nice. But then this one too is pretty sick. Look at that. That's epic.
Who wants
Me and
to
Joe kind of have a
live
funny story. This we're gonna take you out of the realm of the seriousness of the song real quick. But I remember we had the Queen Greatest Hits CD in the family car probably like 10, 15 years ago at this point. And our mom had just gotten home, and me and Joe needed the car. We were going to go drive somewhere. And so we got in the car, and we started up, and it was like she had turned off the car like a split second before like the most epic part of this song. And so it just like blares at us. We're like, did she really turn the car at that moment? Like, because we all know. Yeah. Y'all know, like when you pull into the parking lot and you're listening to an epic song and you're at that moment, you just let it play. Or you at least like let it hit and then slowly fade it out. You don't just like, oh, here comes the most epic shit I've ever heard. Car off, and I'm out of here.
Yeah, and and also it's just rude to not turn the radio back down before
so
you.
Loud.
You just get it. Who wants to live?
I just remember it was this song, and that was so funny.
So epic.
Anyways, I want to bring it back to the serious tone of the song. Was this towards the end of Freddie's life, and he knew that he had HIV at this point? Or I guess he would know that he had AIDS at this point, and that he was
1986. Nah, I mean maybe.
Or was that a little too
It's about
early?
5 years out from when he died. 91.
Oh, okay. Just because the content of the lyrics,
Yeah.
it's about life and who wants to live forever. It's a very specific line, Sounds like someone battling with the idea of.
It could
dying.
also be him battling with maybe friends or dying, things like that.
Yeah,
too. Not
that's
necessarily
true,
him.
because he was probably had friends who were already dying of AIDS at this point.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, 1986. That's after Live Aid, which is in 85.
Oh, Live Aid was 85?
Yeah,
Oh, I thought it was later than that.
I'm pretty sure it's 85. But man, it's listening to his voice. Such an interesting voice. It's got so many textures in it.
It's unbelievable.
It's got like this beautiful mixture of like great singing, rock singing, almost pop singing, ballad singing. It's just got so many different types of.
It's like, it's tough, it's rough, but it also has this beautiful feminine quality to it somehow as well. And it's like operatic.
Yeah.
It's so much. There's so much depth in his voice, and every word that he sings is just so.
What's interesting is it feels like someone who sings, because this is a big aspect. I think that, like you said, tone is really important. You can be a great singer,
right?
But if you just sound like everyone else,
if it's uninteresting, I would say Freddie Mercury's voice might hold the most interest.
It's very interesting.
It's so interesting.
But when a
It's
singer
like,
comes
wait,
up,
what's that? Like, it makes you feel like you want to like jump into the song with him. I don't know. It makes you feel like you want to be a great singer. I don't know.
and it feels like
It's inspiring.
and I feel like the way that he's singing, he really explored his voice. He was always changing it up, but also pushing it, and also being who he is whenever he sang. Like, it was him, it was his. It wasn't like you can hear so many singers that just feel like they're singing for a part. They're singing to be like something. They're singing like, it just felt like he always sang because that's just the way he wanted to sing.
Yeah, not to mention he freaking ripped on the keys.
Oh yeah,
Incredible pianist.
and then like. So I mean, but that's a little lesson. It's a little lesson in life too. Don't conform with your art,
Yeah, experiment.
because you know what?
See how far you can push it. And if you push it to a point where you're like, oh, it's kind of weird, I don't like this, that's fine.
Well, that's the point.
Pull
Is
it
you
back.
don't like it. It's okay.
That's okay.
But the big thing is that if you have a certain voice, you sing a certain type of way, or you are a certain type of way, be that way. And don't worry about it offending or causing an issue with someone else, because if you just try to conform, that's when you just get completely lost and no one cares.
Yeah.
And if you're your own person, yeah, maybe you're going to get some hate from it. Oh, you shouldn't sing like that. You shouldn't be like that. You shouldn't
that's
do whatever like that.
weird,
That's
yeah.
weird.
But if you really
But
like
then you
it,
know what? Someone's going to love it.
yeah.
And they're going to love it because you're going to be the one that does it. You're going to be the only one that does it, as opposed to when it comes to, like, how many times you heard a pop song and you're just like, oh, man, I don't know.
I've heard.
And then that one pop star just becomes nothing. No matter how good singing they are, no matter what they are, that band, they just become nothing because they're just that same thing. Mm-hmm. And no one cares. Yeah, no one hates them. No one cares about them at all, though.
Yeah.
As opposed to this, people could hate.
I think a great analogy is Queen's song Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, yeah. That song
It's very long. There's no chorus. But Freddie, at least, they depict this in the movie, if you've seen the movie. Mm-hmm. I can't remember. I think the band loved the song, too.
But a lot of people, a lot of the producers are like, this is absurd. Why are you doing this?
The record label agents, or whatever you want to call them.
The money men.
Their representatives were like, you can't put this on radio. It's like 6 minutes long and there's no chorus. It didn't fit the format. It didn't fit the mold of like, this is what makes us money. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people regard that song as one of the best songs ever written.
It's one of the best rock songs ever written, for sure.
And it's such a beautiful journey, a musical journey. Yep. Like you go, it's a masterpiece, is what it is.
Well, and Queen's variety in their music is just a huge aspect of how great they really were, and how just unencumbered by the resistance of making them a specific thing. Mm-hmm. There's so many songs, not just songs, hit songs that sound completely different. I mean, from Another One Bites the Dust to Crazy Little Thing Called Love, mm-hmm. to Bohemian Rhapsody.
You could argue that's not really the Queen sound, though. Like Another One Bites the Dust is that's like an 80s club song,
Yeah, but that's what I mean, is that they were always just...
Oh, yeah.
They're
exploring.
Like, what is the Queen sound? I mean, We Will Rock You?
To me, the quintessential Queen sound is somewhere in the Bohemian Rhapsody, Find Me Somebody to Love. Mm-hmm. Even We Will Rock You into We Are the Champions. Like piano heavy, choir, mm-hmm. like rock opera. That's like the quintessential Queen
sound. Yeah. But
like it didn't seem like they were following anybody with that.
No, but even more so,
they were paving that road themselves.
But even more so is that they were never like beholden to it either.
Oh yeah, they were like, all right, let's do something else.
Yeah, and it's always what made them so good. I mean, they have so many songs that you're like, oh, I felt like before I really knew much about Queen, I felt like oh, that's a Queen song too, huh? Interesting. Oh, that one too. So, pretty awesome.
And this is awesome too. He's such a wonderful performer. I love just seeing him move. He's unapologetically watch. I think this is a great explanation too of just being yourself, even if it's a little weird. You see Brian May in the beginning, and he's serious, but he's a little stiff. You can tell he's not like used to being the lead singer. And then Freddie comes in, he's like jacking his head backwards, he's throwing his arms everywhere.
A true showman.
Yeah, he's a showman, but it's because he believes in it. And those are like the true physical expressions that he's feeling
of his emotions. Yeah.
But if you're him in front of like two of your friends in a shitty club in any city acting like a weirdo, you're probably going to get some of your family and friends being like, hey, that was kind of weird. But when you're Freddie Mercury in front of 50,000 people, it's like, oh, he's fucking awesome. But the reality is it's always awesome.
It is always awesome.
Because it's authentic.
Yeah, Mike, it is always awesome. Joe, quiet down. Joe, you're talking too much. Joe, not here. Yeah. Joe, keep your pants on. What do you mean?
It's always
I'm
awesome.
Expressing myself.
Yeah. Bars, you don't have to wear pants to go out.
There's a no shoot, no shirts, no problem.
Yeah.
Whatever it is I just said. Anyway.
Yeah. All right. Well, we went the distance on this one. Thank you to... Who was it?
I'm trying to remember.
Bryn P. Robert.
Bryn P. Robert. That's right.
All right. Thank
See
you,
you next one. Bye-bye.